Right, so if you're a nursing mother, this video is for you. Now, I want to show you how you can make your son's outfit. So this method is applicable from 0 months to 1 year, right? Then I know why I said 0 months to 1 year, because this is the time most mothers will wish that their sons, boys, are wearing son outfits, and you might wish to make it by yourself. So this is a DIY on how you can sew your son's outfit. So before we proceed, I want to show you how to take their measurements from an already bought outfit. Now, this is for a typical 6 months to 7 months old boy, that has a rapid growth. So I will show you how to bring out the measurements from this fabric to cut for their trouser. So you're not going to trace it locally like a novice, but you will have to do it professionally so that it will come out well. So the first thing you will do here is to take the length. Now this length is inclusive both from the band, right? So you take the band measurement, so which is 14. So 14-inch length is the length of trouser. So once you have taken that, then you mark out your baseline. You mark out your baseline. So I am using white chalk. So pardon me with the white chalk, because I can't use color chalk on this fabric. It's for white. It will stain the white. So I'm using white chalk to mark this. Then after you have marked out your baseline, you also mark out your sidelines. So these are the first things you must do. So you mark out your sidelines as well. And then you place 1.5 inch here for folding. So if you tend to want or wish the boy to wear this outfit for a longer time, you can put more value, more inch, like 2 inches or 2.5, right? So that when he's growing, you now unfold the leg, but make it to be 1.5, so it will be ideal. Then you place the length of 14 inches length. Now bear in mind that this length is inclusive of the band. So when you're marking 14, you have to consider or make sure that you have enough fabric, enough band measurements that will give you exact of this 1.5. But if you don't have, you can use the regular 1-inch elastic to create this band. So you can go ahead and mark here 13 inches, 1 inch lesser than the real length you have, right? So you mark 13 inches right there, 13 inches right there. So this will help your outfit to sit properly on your son. Then this can also be used to make for customers, clients, and you will charge them. Then to get the crotch, the simplest thing you will do, since you have seen the value or the outfit that goes well for them, still measure from here and get the crotch of 6 inches. So in such cases, I don't mark 6 inches for my crotch. I add extra half to give you that ease for the pampers to come in. So bear in mind, I pushed out 1 inch on the waistline because the band is coming, right? So I will mark at 6.5 for the crotch depth. Then extend the line in this form. And then to take the hip circumference or the hip value, you have to also consider if this fabric is stretchy. You have to drag it to know if it's stretchy. So if it is stretchy, you need to add extra measurements on the hip region. You take it this way. So this is 11. So I will make it to be 12, right? That's 24. So 24 divided by 4 is 12, is 6, right? So you mark 6 inches right there, and then add extra 1.5. Extra 1.5 only is what you need to add, and then extend the actual hip value straight to the waistline this way. And then with the help of your armhole curve as well, you curve it from here, or freehand sketch, just whatever you can afford, then curve all through this way. Now the next thing you are going to do is to get the ankle line. So to make this trouser sit properly, just like the foreign made one, like the one you bought in the market, you need to do what they call the plumb line. So measure the distance from this point to this point, that's 7.5. Apply it here, get the midpoint, 3/3 this way, 3/3. So whatever value you have on your ankle, mark the 1/4 value on both halves. So here, because this fabric is stretchy, so you have to increase it a bit. So this is 7, that's 3.5. I'll use 4. So 4 is 2, 2, right? So you mark 2 on both sides, that's 4. You get, so that the trouser will sit properly on your boy. Then you connect from here with a straight line all through this way. Connect the line all through this way. I will show you how to do the fitting when you are cutting, right? All through this way. And then the line will go out here, and we also go out here as well. So this is basically the front panel. So you must not really need to put what's it called, pockets on this, right? So you cut from here, you cut from here, you cut from here all out. Then you also cut from here all through this way. So you cut the crotch region. This is a simple DIY. So you cut it out. Now, this area I left will serve me for the band, right? So this area I left will serve me for the elastic. So right here, I have an elastic of 2 inches raised, which is going to be ideal for my elastic of the front. That's, I will fold into 2 and then put elastic, I will weave and then stitch it all right round. Then let's cut the back panel. So for the back panel, you still retain the same nature of drafting, making sure that you place it equally this way, and then the back will be extended by certain inch, which is 1.5 as well. So here you place it this way, and then you extend here out in this form. Then you mark 1.5 all along this line, 1.5, 1.5, so you just connect. So you also you stick it out this way. The reason for this is to make sure that when you fold backwards, it laps on the value, right? So here you also mark at the back panel, you can use 1.5 for 1 inch, 1 inch at the waist, and then 1.5 at the hip region. Then connect with a curve, it goes all through this way, and then you cut it out. So this is a simple and direct, easy way to draft your son's trouser. 6 months, 0 months to 6 months, you can use this method. If you have issues with getting a designer near you, you can use this method and draft. So if you want to see the sewing process, kindly comment sewing, so that I will know that many people are watching and they are seeking for the sewing process of this outfit. Now, this does not need pocket yet because of its, they are still tender. So this will be the first method we are going to adopt. So the second method we are going to do now, I'll do subsequently, will be the pocket version. So this part will be folded this way. This is where the elastic will come in. You get a hair. So you just, have to bear that in mind. And like I told you, it is a 1.5 inch extension here, or there about roughly 2 inches extension. So the trouser panel has been cut. Now let me also show you how to cut the top inside the same video. So now for the shirts or for the top, you must have made sure as well you have gotten a shirt that is okay by him. Now the reason I am using the fabric to show you how to get them is because most people might not be able to measure on the son's body, right? So this is the simplest way you can do this in a layman's method. So measure all across this chest value. This is 23. So what I want you to understand is that most times the chest of the boy and the hip are always the same. So you remember that the hip we used was 24. This is 23. So that means they are corresponding, because the cloth will go all through down. So 23, 24 will be ideal for the chest, for the senator outfit. Then for the length of the top, make this to be a bit longer. 14 is still okay. Then shoulder, you just turn it from the back this way. Then measure from the shoulder here. The shoulder is 9 and a half is okay, right? So the sleeve length you measure. So these are the things. These are where you get it I will show you when we get to other areas of the outfit. So here, the first thing you will do is to first of all fold the panel, the fabric, for you to get the actual drafting. So in the drafting processes, you just have to fold 24. That is 6 inches, right? Divided by 4 is 6 plus extra 1 inch or 1.5, as the case may be. So here is 6 inches plus extra 1.5 is ideal. Then you iron. Ironing is very essential in male clothes because it's a kid outfit. You won't, because of it, you won't iron. So you must iron as well to get everything rightly done. Then after this, the next you will do as well is to start your drafting of marking out your baselines. So you mark out your baseline right here, this way, and then you mark an extra inch. You mark out your baseline right there. So you mark out your baseline here, then you mark an extra 2.5 inch or 2 inches. Let's use 2.5 inches. Bear with me, I'm using white chalk. It's because of the fabric is white and I don't want to stain, so the white is all I can use. So just do well to watch closely. You will see the lines I am marking. Then the top length is 14. Then here you apply 14 inches for your top length. This way you mark 14 inches all along that way, and then you connect the lines out this way, after which you get the armhole. So how do you get the armhole? For this boy's outfit, divide the chest by 4 and minus 1. So chest is 24, minus 1 is 6. 24 is 6, then minus 1 is 5. So you mark 5 inches for his armhole, or the worst you can do is 5.5, or rather the least you can do is 5.5 inches. Then here you apply 6 inches for your arm, for your chest value, and then add extra 1 inch or 1.5 or 1 1/4. However, let's add 1 1/4. Then shoulder is 9.5 divided by 2 is 4.5 plus half, that's 9. Then place it this way. Your tape will be bent by 1.5 inch this way. Then you slant the shoulder by 1.5. That is the slanting measurement for children for 0 months to 6 months thereabouts. Then the neck. Now, usually the neck is always part of the shoulder circumference. So let's do the neck of 10. So divide by 6. Then you have a value. Mark the answer on the width and then add half to that to get the depth. That is how you get your neck circumference. I have taught this in my previous videos as well. Connect the lines all through this way. Connect this one as well in this form. Connect this as well in this form, and then with your help of your armhole curve, you now do the proper finishings. Make a curve on the neck, front neckline, and also make the curve on the armhole region, right? So this can actually go with a freehand sketch, 1/2 inch encroaching on the line that went to the shoulder and then back to this very point. So this is how it is. After you have done this, the next you will do now is to bring down the line on the arm, on the chest line down, then mark 3 inches here for your side opening. Then you can now cut it out. So carefully cut out this. So this is the simplest way you can use to create your son's outfit. Also bear in mind that because of the nature of the outfit, you will need to put a zip in front or a button all through. So I am using a zip. I will show you as well how to do this when we get to that point. So I can still alter everything. Then you cut all through this way. So this is the front panel. So let's cut the back panel as well. All right, so for the back panel, you need to just place the front panel on a fabric that is already folded this way, and then you raise the back by 1.5, the same value you use in slanting, right? Raise it by 1.5 at both shoulder points, and then extend it all out in this form. Then the neckline, you mark it slanted inwards this way, and then the back neck depth is 1 inch. 1 inch, then use your armhole curve, place properly this way, and then you connect. So that's all you need to do at the back armhole, at the back neckline rather. Then you cut all through this way. So you make sure you take your time and cutting out this. You make sure as well you take your time and cutting out this. So this is what it looks like. So you cut it out in this form. Now the next you will do is to fold this to come in front this way. This thing I'm doing now is very essential. You must do it. Please don't ignore it. It's very, very important. Then trim the back neck edge with the value of the front neck, right? So fine tune it from here. So this is how the back neck should look like. You see how well slanted it is. Then the next you're going to do now is to cut the sleeve. So for the sleeve cutting, we are going to do it a bit longer than this. So the sleeve we have, we want to use a sleeve of 8 by round sleeve of 4. That's 8 as well, 8 for the sleeve, right? Then we are folding again this way, and then we are folding this in this form as well. Then you make provision for the sleeve turn up or folding. So I'm using 2 inches plus this, that's 10. 8, since I'm doing 8 inches sleeve length, so it will be a 10-inch length folding, right? So I will just leave it together. And then here, this I'm doing 8 as well, that's 4. Okay, let's do it 9. So it will be a bit free. Then extra 1 inch. Then come down here by 2.5 this way. Then make an inverted S shape just like this and go all out this way. Don't forget to include the folding point. That's your 2 inches, right? Then from here, you cut in this form. Cut in this form. So this is the sleeve we are going to use on the outfit. So the next you'll be seeing will be on the sewing process, where I will show you, okay, let's call the back facing rather. The back facing, it will have a back facing, right? It will have a back facing. So this right here will serve us for the back facing. The back facing is also very important that you add it on your crafting. It helps you in joining. In sewing, it helps you to achieve a neater shoulder sealing or finishing, so that you don't stitch like those aboki people. So you cut the back facing, just tracing from the armhole region of the back panel, then also tracing the neck region as well to these points, also trace here as well, cut the shoulder region as well. Then this will be like a slant at the hem. Then this for the back facing, right? So for the other components, I think the piping should come next, or we can decide to put this collar. So now, like I was trying to explain to you, that on kids clothing, you need to put it either button all through down or zip all through down. So anyone you decide to fix, there's no problem. So now I think I'm going to put zipper all through down. So how do I achieve that? So you simply fold this same fabric. You can decide to use another material as well to turn it out if you want. Let's get a vintage. So now let's use this vintage to do our designing on the outfit. So you can decide not to put the vintage. You can make it to be a plain white, however. But I'm just using this for illustration purposes. So that's why I'm trying to play around with fabric. So you place a vintage fabric just like this in front. Then you cut a certain inch width this way. Then you also indicate the length of it. Then we are going to now, assume or get our actual point where we want our. This includes both the folding of the vintage at the inside. So just cut something of this nature all out. You get cut it all out, and then we are going to slit the front panel. The essence of this is to enable this to be worn easily for the boy, right? For such age range, you don't put flap, you don't put shoulder zip for them. The last you can put is flap. So you slit it all through, and then also slit this exact one that you have cut out. Slit it as well, all through. So this will be used to turn up the tip of this outfit while the zip is being installed or is being fixed. So then this will be placed this way, and then the necklines will be cut out. The necklines will be cut out just like this. So this will be placed this way, and then you cut it out just this way. So now look at the beauty of what we are going to achieve. So this will be folded inwards just like this. It will be folded inwards just like this. You iron. You will use hemming gum or hairstay to gum it. Then fold the other one as well inwards just the same way. Just the same way. Then you also iron out through this way. Iron out through this way. Then look at the beauty of what we are trying to create. So this vintage now will be used, to beautify the front panel just like this. It will be placed in this form, and then while we put the zip at the center, you get ahead, because it will be easier for us to handle it in this form. So we'll gum this fully when we get to the gumming stage. So if you want to see the sewing processes, please kindly comment sewing, and don't forget to like. Please, this video must have enough likes. All the mothers in this channel, please like this video so that I will post the sewing. If you don't like it, I won't post it to So if I see up to 100 likes or more, I will post the sewing tomorrow evening by this time. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Bye bye for now.